Welcome to the big bowl, diamonds to the fishing.
Can it just be us tonight? Under the night sky, gonna make my skin rise. Can it just be us tonight? Do you believe in magic? Comes from the inside. Do you believe in magic? Do you believe in magic? Comes from the inside. Do you believe in magic? Do you believe in magic? Comes from the inside.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and welcome to the Maldives. I'm here at Diamond Resort Todofushi, where the resort is teaming up the amazing people over at Mars Sustainable Solution to conduct the biggest single coral restoration effort in the history of the Maldives. Over the next week, the team here is going to be planted over 1,000 reef stars. That's more than 15,000 individual fragments of coral that are going to go into the water, creating the largest restored coral reef in the Maldives. It's okay, don't worry. Straight off the seaplane and into lunch because we can't do anything on an empty stomach.
Do you believe in magic? Comes from the inside. Do you believe in magic? Comes from the inside. Do you believe in magic?
So whilst half of the team is busy building the reef stars, the other half is going to go out and collect some more corals to fragment and put onto the reef stars. The team is going to go out onto a naturally occurring reef here that's incredibly healthy and it's great for getting donor fragments from. They try as hard as possible to use corals of opportunity. That means corals that have already been broken and fragmented naturally on the reef. Now this can happen in a lot of different ways. Sometimes it's just because there's a high current and some coral gets broken off. Animals such as turtles can also break off coral as well, but they're going to go out and collect some fragments, so let's go in with them, check out the collection process and bring them back to shore. Now, I've been showing you guys all the amazing work that's been going on here over the last few days, but we haven't talked about why the big build even exists or what these people are all here for, and that's this, the coral. Coral are such incredible organisms, and coral reefs actually form the backbone of the marine environment, holding so much biodiversity and actually producing a lot of the world's oxygen. Now, a lot of people don't even know what coral is. Is it a plant? Is it a rock? So let's talk about corals and why coral reefs are so important. Coral is actually a living organism. In fact, it's two living organisms living together in what's called a symbiotic relationship. There's the actual coral itself, which in this case is a hard outer structure. Inside of it is another organism called zooxanthellae, which is a type of algae. They live together in what's called a symbiotic relationship, meaning that each party gains something from the other. In the case of the actual coral, it gets energy from the algae itself, which is photosynthetic. In return, the algae gets a safe place to live. Now, as amazing as corals are, they can actually be quite sensitive, and when they're stressed, they expel the zooxanthellae algae from their structures, causing them to go a bright white color, which is called coral bleaching. Now, when a coral bleaches, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's dead, but it does put it at a much higher chance of dying. The photosynthetic algae is where the coral gets the majority of its energy from, so if it's without it for a long period of time, it can cause a lot of issues. One of the main stress factors at the moment globally is the rising temperatures of the ocean. Corals are sensitive to changes in pH and temperature, and as ocean levels rise, it causes them to stress out more and more, causing mass bleaching events across the world. This makes coral restoration efforts such as the one that we're doing here so important.
See, because there was two problems. In some cases, we might have to.
Back out of the water for the last time now. That's it. All the reef stars are in the water in their final positions. The team has been amazing. They've placed over 1,000 reef stars into the water. More than 15,000 fragments all in place in their final homes. And now it's just a matter of watching them grow. Now this evening we're going to have a little presentation and award ceremony for the people that came from other islands to get trained. We're going to show them a little recap of what's happened so far over the last few days here, and then going to have a nice meal and enjoy the sunset with a couple of drinks. The team has been phenomenal. From planning such a vast event, the sheer energy required to get that number of Reef stars into the water is definitely deserving of a celebration tonight.
Without you, this would not have been possible. Establishing Maldives' largest coral reef restoration project.
Time for the next shoot. Boys, Martyrs on the drone.
Yeah.
Tomo's creating the magic.
Bang.
Okay, so I know this vlog's been a little bit all over the place, but it's been a really hectic shoot. Since we left Diamonds to the Fishery, we came to a local island here near the capital city of Male called Vilingali. Now here we're going to be documenting another build, this time with a local Maldivian NGO called Save the Beach. Their founder is called Bebe, and he's a freaking legend, so distinctive with his dreads. He's so popular around here and has been doing incredible things to help save the natural environment here in Maldives. Now Save the Beach initially started with beach cleanups, but since then they've gone on to do so much more and are so crucial in protecting the environment here in Vilingali. They're going to be doing a build here in collaboration with Sheba, again similar to what we did in Diamonds but on a smaller scale. 250 reef stars are going to go into the waters behind me. Now the conditions here over the last few days haven't been optimal to say the least. Gale force winds and torrential downfall have made it really difficult to get any work done. We had an amazing day yesterday in the water as well. It was so rough, but we managed to get in, get some cool shots of Bebe with the corals, and also had a little play in the rain as well. Got really creative with some photography in the shallow waters here. Thankfully for the moment, there's no rain. So let's get in the water. The guys are going to start collecting the corals to bring up to the shore.
Welcome to the biggest coral restoration program in the Maldives. Maldives Coral Restoration Program. Let's do this.
So today is the last day of the build here in Vilingali, and as luck would have it, the rain has disappeared and the sun is shining. It hasn't been an easy build for sure. As you've seen, there's been torrential downpour, gale force winds, but Save the Beach team has kept together and made this build happen. So far, they've built over 250 reef stars, placing over 4,000 fragments into the water. They're going to do another 30 before the day is out, fixing them down in the reef in their final positions. It's been amazing not only to see how the Save the Beach team works together, but a sense of community on this island in getting this build done. There's been school children, police officers, and even the Coast Guard has come to help shuttle the reef stars into the water. Half the team is currently shuffling reef stars from the shallow into the deep waters, while the rest of the team is on scuba, placing the reef stars in their final positions. I'm really excited to see how this grows and how they do more builds in the future to restore the reefs around this island. The Save the Beach team has been amazing, and I'm looking forward to see how they grow and how they look after this island even more. Their main man, Bebe, is such a character and such an amazing guy as well.
Boom. We did it. Yay. Imagine, Kate, the day we talk about it. When I said, hey, I want to have a nationwide project to have the Maldives restoration program and to get the government on board and to get our community together, we did it. Amazing. 4,200 fragments. Wow. We have completed 280 reef stars attaching corals, and we have attached 4,200 coral fragments. Yay!
That's going to be it for this vlog. Hopefully you've enjoyed seeing how the reef star methodology can be used here in the Maldives in two quite different scenarios. I'm looking forward to being back in both locations, seeing how they grow, hopefully sometime in the future.
4 to 6 weeks later.
Okay, so today is December 14th. We're a little over 2 months after the big build, and I'm back in the Maldives. So we're going to make an impromptu visit to Diamonds to go and check on how the big build coral are doing. We're waiting for the seaplane at the moment, but let's hop on, get over to Diamonds and see how the corals are doing 2 months later. Now, it isn't often that I get to go back to a project like that and see how it's doing. So it was super lucky that I was in the area and the lovely GMs here, Carla and Yako, invited me back to go and see how the big build is doing just 2 months later. Now, I had heard from the marine biologist that it was doing fairly well. There was some growth there, but that some algae had set in as well. Now, it did go from being a completely barren patch of coral rubble to having over 1,000 reef stars with living pieces of coral on it. So it takes a little bit of time for the fish life to catch up to that demand of coral. Now, the fish, and especially herbivorous fish such as tangs and surgeonfish, are what keep algae in check on the coral reef. So whilst there is a little bit of algae growth on some of the reef stars, once more and more fish move in and start calling the reef stars their home, it will get under control. In the meantime, the marine biologists are also going to head down there and start doing some manual cleaning, start scrubbing away some of that algae with the toothbrushes as well. I really am hopeful for the future of this project, and I think that as long as there aren't any more huge fluctuations in the water temperatures around here, this build has the potential to turn into a thriving coral reef. I also went out to look at the hanging rope gardens of corals that they have here, basically using the fragments that were too small to attach to the coral reef stars. They're going to grow them here in the open water column on these ropes until they're big enough to be attached to the reef stars. It's amazing to see just how much fish life there is around these small fragments of coral in the open water. So I can only imagine what these reef stars are actually going to look like in 6 months to a year's time. Hopefully you've enjoyed this blog and a behind the scenes look at what goes into such a massive undertaking like this. 2 quite different builds, one on the resort here and one on the local island, but both incredible projects. And I can't wait to see how the coral reefs grow. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.